So cheers everybody. I am Robbie, and behind the camera is Dennis, and we are, tried to wave, I don't think he got it. We are Sweet Sitges, a candy shop here in beautiful Sitges, Spain, just south of Barcelona. It was a great day today. I think it got up to about 25 degrees Celsius. Oh, we're getting some hearts. And 25 degrees Celsius, which is about 80 degrees, I think, in Fahrenheit. Beautiful, sunny, beautiful day. Some updates here in Spain for the COVID-19 and the lockdown here. We actually got a little bit of easing of some restrictions here, which is nice. For the first time in 8 weeks, we were able to walk to the beach and make sure it's still there, which it is, which is nice. And the key word there is walk to the beach. There were a lot of people out, it was very crowded, but you can walk to the beach, and now you can go onto the beach, but you can't stop. You can't sunbathe, you can't play on the beach, you have to sort of keep moving. And if you're swimming, it needs to be for exercise, so you can swim in the ocean, but kids can't play in the surf and stuff, because that's sort of considered staying still. So cheers everybody. Hopefully this lockdown will continue to progress forward. Today, I don't want to get that too far. Oh, it's outside. Today we're going to be making, in our continued series of making candies at home during COVID-19. Today we're making caramel corn. Which we actually have found it here. I don't know if it's more of an American treat than a Spanish treat, but everybody who has tried our caramel corn has loved it. This recipe is pared down a little bit from what we would make in the shop and bag up. So I have the recipe here, but it's a pared down recipe, so excuse me if I look at it because I don't normally make it in this quantities. Let me clean up my cocktail. And I was thinking, I used to watch the cooking channel or cooking shows all the time. Dennis will attest to that. And there was what was it? Oh, semi-homemade, Sandra Lee, I think. She made cocktails during her shows, but she always made them at the end. And I just don't think that's any fun, so I like to make them in the front. You guys let us know where you're let us know where you're watching this from. Give a little shout out, and if you're drinking something, let me know. So, caramel corn, which is popcorn covered in a crunchy caramel coating. The recipe that we're going to do today, which the details of it will be up on our YouTube channel in a day or two once we get it posted, makes about 16 cups of, the caramel covering is for 16 cups of popcorn. I'm just going to try to get to our site so that I can see what people are posting and saying. Interesting, I can't still video live. Upload a video.
When I said one of the comments was Sitges is live now, and I just clicked on it.
Oh, okay. Other comments. I don't know. Okay. So maybe Dennis will be able to shout out where people are from and what they're asking.
Sherry and Robert are on.
Hi, Sherry and Robert. So this recipe that we're going to do today is for 16 cups of popped popcorn, which is about 2/3 cup of kernels. We use an air popper to pop our popcorn, mainly because I don't want oil covering. We're getting some camera adjustment.
Can't see your head.
Can't see what, Dennis?
You're fine.
Okay. We use an air popper because I don't like to have the oil on the popcorn before we put the caramel coating on it. I don't want anything to, if the oil is flavored or anything like that. I know there's a lot that have no flavor, but there's always something. So I use an air popper. The kind of popcorn that we use. What, Dennis?
It was on Alessio.
Hey Alessio, hey Rosanna. The kind of popcorn that we use is what they call mushroom popcorn. In the popping world of popcorn, there's a couple of different kinds. The most prevalent are mushroom and butterfly, and the popcorn that we use is non-GMO, organic, and mushroom. And even though we buy mushroom popcorn, which is more expensive, there's always gonna be butterfly popcorn in it. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to get this. Here's two different kinds of it. So this was all popped from the same batch of corn that we bought, but still, there's two different kinds of popcorn in it. So this one here, which looks like a mushroom or a bomb explosion, I guess, the mushroom cloud that forms, that's it here. And then you have the butterfly, which is the popcorn that spreads out like that. Ideally, for what we want to do, the more mushroom that's in it, the better, because this holds up during the mixing process, whereas the butterfly popcorn can break. So that's why we go the extra mile and spend the money for the mushroom style of popcorn. So this is a little less than a full batch. This is about a half cup of popped kernels. Again, this recipe is for 2/3 cup. So after you get your popcorn out of your popper, it's in your bin. This is a 1/4 cup measuring cup. It says not to fill it, so follow the instructions of your air popper if you have one. You'll get all the popcorn into a bowl like this. You sort of want to give it a little fluff. As you fluff your corn, don't have any bad jokes out there. So that you want to leave all of the uncorked kernels, which there's going to be a lot of them. So you just want to leave all the uncooked kernels you don't want that in your caramel corn, so you can just toss that. Some people like to eat them. I actually don't like popcorn. I used to work in a movie theater a long time ago, and we popped tons and tons of popcorn. I think the theater said about 1,800 people spread over six theaters. And after that, I sort of never liked popcorn, especially at the movies, but I will always eat caramel corn. So we've got our popcorn, it's all popped. Now we're going to make the caramel coating for it. And a little Bunsen burner here. Hopefully we can get it going. Okay. Turn it down a little bit. So it's a fairly simple recipe for the caramel coating. It's a half a stick of butter. So here in Spain, we buy our butter sort of in these little blocks here, pretty common. It's one solid block. I don't know if I've actually seen like American style sticks. So this is basically 2 sticks. So I just open it up, cut it in half. If you want to do a smaller version of this, you can, and just cut the recipe in half. It works out just as well. Dennis, during my downtimes, you can, like, if somebody is saying anything or shouting out anything, feel free to shout out.
Sherry says Greg needs lessons in how to make air popped popcorn.
Okay, we can do that. So you're going to put your butter over medium heat. We're going to add our other ingredients, which is brown sugar. Brown sugar here in Spain is not that easy to come by. We're going to use a cup of it. So there is a taste of home. I know I keep on saying that. They actually carry a lot of these things. So they carry corn syrup, which we're going to use tonight, and they carry brown sugar. So you can buy your brown sugar there. And brown sugar is not to be confused. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Brown sugar is not to be confused with turbinado sugar, which, you know, if you go to a coffee house and there's packs of white sugar and then a brown sugar, it's not the same thing. Brown sugar has molasses in it, and while it's difficult to find here, we actually make our own so we can maintain the flavor profile. So if you were making your own brown sugar at home, you would do 1 tablespoon of molasses, which we can find here, to 1 cup of white granulated sugar. For dark brown sugar, it's 2 tablespoons to 1 cup of white sugar, and then just put it into a stand mixer so that it doesn't spew all over the place, and mix it all up. You can keep your brown sugar in the freezer if you don't use it that often. If you make enough of it, you can keep it in the freezer, then just take it out the day before you need it, throw it in the fridge, let it defrost in the fridge. Anything, Dennis?
Nope.
And then we're gonna use a 1/2 cup of light corn syrup. Here in Spain, if you can't find corn syrup, glucose you can often find. But again, you can find corn syrup at a Taste of Home. No, this is not an ad for a Taste of Home. And we're just going to add the corn syrup. Get it all out. If you're using glucose, glucose is a lot denser. You're still going to use the same amount, but it tends to be stiffer. What's the not so viscous, or not as runny. So if you have a little bit of non-stick cooking spray and you want to spray a spoon, or if you want to wipe a little of oil on your spoon or in your measuring cup, it will come out a lot easier, and that little bit won't change the flavor of your caramel that you're making. I'm going to get both of them going on here. Corn syrup, brown sugar. Okay. So we're going to heat up this. This is going to probably the longest part of this. We're going to heat this up. Maybe I'll turn it up a little bit now until it boils, starts to boil, and then we're going to cook it for 5 minutes. We're not going to, eventually what will happen is we will get our caramel coating in the oven up to about 300 degrees. And that's what's considered 300, 310 is the hard crack stage. That's what's going to give your caramel corn the really nice crunch and bite that should come with your caramel corn. I've gone through a whole bunch of recipes on YouTube, and the way we do it is different. I'm not saying that it's the best way, but I haven't really found. All of the other recipes, you can do it. It said you can do it in the microwave. Tried it, it didn't work. It said do it in the oven at 200 degrees for an hour. That was just a mess. So, okay, so now we have our caramel starting to boil. We're just gonna start it and let it cook for 5 minutes. This is just bringing it up in temperature and eliminating some of the moisture that's in there. So I do use a salted butter, but we're going to put in a little less than a ½ teaspoon of salt with this, because you really want that nice salty, sweetness. Another ingredient we're going to use is baking soda. Bacon, no, it seems a little high. Sorry, I'm not used to using this. Down a little bit. The baking soda we use, we actually import it from the US. I've tried multiple different kinds of baking soda here in Spain. I can't find anything that reacts the same way as American baking soda. I don't know why. Soda bicarbonate. I've bought it in bags and buckets, in packets, and none of it really works. All right, so I know you can't see in here, but this is boiling nicely. Keep stirring it so that it doesn't burn on the bottom. You do have butter in there, so it will burn. Give it about 2 minutes, 3 minutes to go. And what the baking soda does is it puffs up, it adds a lot of air, so when we put it into our popcorn, it will help us to mix it all around. I don't know if everybody saw on our website, we had an announcement go out maybe on Monday. Our website is up and running, and we are now selling some of our chocolates. We're selling our candy bars, we're selling our chocolate covered cherries, we're selling our peanut butter cups here, and every day we hope to sort of, as we continue to grow our inventory, add more and more. We haven't finalized on a location for an outlet here. We were talking to a grocery store that hasn't been finalized yet, so we're still looking for a couple of different places that we may be able to go so that people can go and pick up. We'll do free delivery to anybody here in Sitges during COVID-19, during the lockdown, and we're going to be shipping to mainland Spain, the peninsula here. We're not shipping to the islands yet, and we're not shipping to the rest of Europe yet. And we're also looking at ways of shipping to the US. Shipping chocolate over the summertime is not an easy thing to do because your tempered chocolate shouldn't really get above 90 degrees, and if you're shipping to really hot climates, it can melt and then it falls out of temper and it blooms and it looks ugly when you get it. So we're also looking at some cool packs, overnight shipping, and stuff like that too. So this is boiling nicely, it's looking good. We're going to have a sip of a drink. Cheers, everybody. Who was I talking about? Sandra Lee and her cocktails. Well, maybe she always makes her cocktails at the end because she would drink it all the way through like I do, and then she'd be a mess. She did that semi-homemade show. You know, she would take half store-bought stuff, half do it on her own. Actually, I don't know if she actually really did anything on her own. I think everything that she did was store-bought, and she just put it all together in different ways. She never made her own puff pastry. I think if she was doing a caramel corn, she probably would have bought it out of a jar and dumped it into a pan. But who am I to judge? And somebody would say, have you met me?
Cooking for the governor of New York.
What, Dennis?
She was cooking for Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, she, I don't know how long ago, but Sandra Lee and
Governor Cuomo.
Governor Cuomo, thank you, Dennis, used to be a couple. They dated. I don't think they were ever married, but they dated for the longest time. Sandra Lee also had, here's some trivia. Sandra Lee also had a gadget that she came out with a bazillion years ago. And Florence Henderson, a little bit of useless trivia. Florence Henderson, all right, I'm going to shut this off. She got Florence Henderson to be her spokesperson the first time that Florence Henderson ever endorsed a product. She liked it so much. So there's some useless information for you. All right, so this has been 5 minutes. It's been boiling away. We're getting a little camera adjustment. So.
I'm going to show people everything.
What, Dennis? Oh. So here's our caramel all boiled up. And now, actually, what we'll do is we're going to put in a half a teaspoon of baking soda. And actually, hold on this, because we'll let people see what it does. So this is, baking soda is going to react with everything that's in here and the rest of the moisture, and it's going to puff up. And this just makes it easier. So it's in there. And it's going to lighten up. See, you can see it start to lighten up and change color. Now it's looking it's getting all bubbly. So this is going to help us when we pour it over our caramel corn. I'm going to get a pot holder, wood table. I'm going to disengage that. I'm going to put this to the side. So we're going to take our popcorn. We're going to take a silicone spatula. If you have silicone spatulas, these are the easiest thing to use when you're mixing caramel corn. And you're mixing the caramel on the corn because it just slides right off. So we're going to take this. We're going to take a third of it, put it on top, give it a good stir. There is some too much in here. I have seen some online folks and they oil their containers that they're putting in the oven, that they're cooking it for an hour at 200 degrees, which again, none of that works. I did try oiling the bowl, but to be honest with you, it's going to stick to it. It stuck to it. It didn't help me any. It was just an added extra step. All right, so that was one. Now we're going to do two. So once we get all this on here, we're going to pop this in the oven and let it cook for 5 minutes at 300 degrees, which is 150 Celsius. I do have my oven on convection. So we want our popcorn to get up. We want the coating on the popcorn to hit the hard crack stage in between 300 and 310 degrees without burning the popcorn. All right, now we've got 2 coats on here, and we're gonna throw in our third. And we're gonna give it a stir. It did not make a batch, so we're gonna go through this whole process as if we're actually making this at home, which we are, because we're in our home. And Dennis is laughing at me. What are you laughing at, Dennis?
Oh, Robert said that's the TGV, and Cherie asked if that was gorgeous. That meant the gorgeous vampires.
Huh?
Robert and Cherie
are bantering back and forth.
Do you use a regular oven if you don't have convection?
If you don't have a convection, yes, you can use a regular oven, no problem. Just put it up to at least 300, 305 if you can get it. So we've mixed up all of our caramel corn. There we go. And we're going to pop it in the oven. I have it set at 150. It's on convection. And then we're going to turn our timer on for 5 minutes. Hopefully we won't have any downtime. So now's our Q&A. Yay! Oh, God. Cheers. So what we're doing is, again, we're getting the caramel coating on the popcorn up to the hard crack stage without burning the popcorn. You can do it. I have faith in you guys. So we do want to, I'll keep these here. Because we're going to take it out, mix it, take it out, mix it. It takes a couple times, but you'll know it, and hopefully we'll go through this and you'll hear it change. And as it cools down, you'll know it will all start to fall apart. It won't know that we put in there was all stuck together and goopy. As we continue to cook it out, it will dry out, and then it will just be nice and fluffy, and each piece will be individually coated.
Cherie wants to know if you can deliver it tonight.
I cannot deliver tonight. It is actually not for sale yet on our website. The stuff that we make here, I don't say we eat it all because we don't. We eat some of it. As soon as we make some in our other kitchen, they'll be up on the website. There was actually, this is a good time. I was supposed to have we had a contest. I don't know if anybody saw it on the event posting, that if you liked it and shared it, you would be put into a drawing for something that we're going to give away tonight, just like last week. Rosanna was a winner of last week, as was, is it Victoria? Victoria, you won? I can't remember. Sorry if I'm getting if I messed up. She's actually in Philly. Hers has not been shipped out yet. Rosanna got hers. Rosanna, you can tell people how your candy was. You got a 3-pack of our milk chocolate, white chocolate, and dark chocolate. So the contest that we were supposed to have was if you shared the event with your friends, we'd put you into a contest for tonight. For some reason, all of the shares, I saw people that were sharing, but it didn't track on our website, and I don't know why. So we're going to have to fix that. So for tonight, I'm going to ask whoever, and part of it was that you had to be on tonight when I called your name. I don't have any names to call, so I want Dennis to keep track of this. In the comment section, or you know what, I'll do it at the end of the day. In the comment section that for this video here, if you shared it, we're gonna go with the honor system. If you shared the event, just say, hey, I shared it, or you know, I shared it, and then at the end of the day, we'll take all those names and we will do a drawing. And you will win a bag of caramel corn. How's that? We have about 750 likes on our page so far, which is great. We have, I think we're up to 5,000 video views, which is great. Thank you, everybody. Remember to continually share things as you see them. Invite your friends to join us. Everything helps. We're getting some likes there. Thank you.
Cherie says you should do a show tune, and that Rosanna shared her pillow candies and they were yummy.
Rosanna shared her pillow candies and they were yummy. Yay! I should do a what? A show tune? Oh God! We want people to like our page. Cherie thinks I have a good voice. I don't like my voice. I always thought I had an okay voice until I heard my voice through a microphone, and I really don't like it. But if somebody gives me a topic, who knows, I might break into song. All right, we're going to get ready to get our caramel corn out of the oven in a few seconds, 30 seconds. We should do a sing-along. I don't know, I think there's, what are you laughing at, Dennis?
You.
Me. There's a bar here in town. They do show tunes, but it's not interactive. I think it's one-sided, sort of just like this is. And people can write comments and stuff like that. But we should do something. I guess we'd have to do a Zoom show tune night. All right. So we're going to get very hot out of the oven. And we're going to get it here. We're going to give it all a toss. It's all warmed up. It's all heated up. And you're doing this because you don't want to get hot spots or cold spots. So you don't want to get chunks of caramel corn that isn't heated up all the way through. So this just helps us heat it up all the way through. It is pretty dense in there. All right, that's all you have to do. Now we're going to pop it back in the oven. Ooh, oh, there's even a piece there. Actually, I'm going to raise the temperature 5 degrees. So this one's still pretty hot. You can see the caramel coating is it's soft, it's light, it's still a little gooey. So that's how you know that it hasn't come up to the hard crack stage, and there's no crunch to it. It's like,
it still tastes
good. It does taste good. But now it's stuck in all of my teeth and everything. So, yuck. So, for this video here, 5 minutes. For this video here, I feel like my back is sweating, sorry folks. For this video here, we did it a little bit different. We did an event instead of the live video link. Let me know what your thoughts were on that. Do you like the live video link? You know, Sweet Sitges plans to go live on Wednesday at 7, or did you like the event link? The reason why we did it this way, you know, last weekend we had some technical difficulties, excuse me, with the, what was it, the NDI logo that was sort of showing up right here, and nobody could see what I was mixing and doing, so we tried it this way. But I feel that people don't see the event as much as they see the that Sweet Sitges goes live. They don't get the notification. I didn't get a notification. I still couldn't sort of get on. Do have a couple of notifications here. I don't know. And I'm still not seeing it live on the page. It just says upload a video, posts. So give me your thoughts. Let me know what you like better.
So go to your notifications.
Notifications.
The little bell at the top.
Little bell. Pick it.
And the Sweet Sitges is live.
No.
It says Sweet Sitges was live and making caramel corn at home.
Yeah, I don't have
32
that.
minutes ago.
I didn't even get invited to my own thing. And I said I was going. Maybe because I'm the owner of it, it doesn't send me a notification?
No, because I'm logged in as you.
Oh, maybe that's why. Oh, you're logged in. Why didn't I get it then? So do you see all the, I know, we're bantering back and forth. I'm sorry, folks. So if I look on my bell thing, the first thing I see is Cherie, Carol, and 3 others reacted to Sweet Sitges 4 minutes ago. What do you see?
I don't see that.
Yeah, so.
I'm on the Sweet Sitges page.
Yeah, me too.
That's not
Okay. So don't forget, if you shared the event for tonight, put in the comments there, and I'll go through all the comments after the video, and then we'll put all the names in a hat, and we will pull the winner for a bag of caramel corn.
Can you go to events on your page?
Can I go to events? I can.
And then making caramel?
Nope. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't show the live video. I'm seeing it there in front of me.
Okay.
So, all right. So we got another minute or so. I might pull it out now.
Margaret Elizabeth.
Huh?
Margaret Elizabeth Brooks joined.
Hi. All right, we're gonna pull this out, and we're gonna give it another toss. Actually, you can see that this is now even a little bit darker than what it was. I know you guys might not be able to. Some just fell out, so it's not as sticky and clumped together as that last batch was. It's still hitting the bowl with a thud, not a caramely crunch. So just mix it up. This also helps to distribute the caramel all over the popcorn as well, so that you don't have some kernels with, or some popcorn with caramel corn and some without. A couple of things you can do. You can throw nuts in your caramel corn as well. I would throw the nuts in during this phase. Peanuts or whatever nuts that you like. You can also throw in at the last stage when we take it out, before you're not going to put it in the oven again, you can throw in some chocolate and mix it all up and let it coat the caramel corn, so you have a chocolatey caramel corn, which is always nice. So actually, this is the second stirring. Let's and we'll let it go. So this is the second stirring that we just did. Fill out, and you can. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this, but you know it's already getting a little crunchier than that last batch. And if you try it, I have a little more crunch. It's still sticking in my teeth though. What is everybody drinking? Or not drinking? Drinking water? Maybe I should drink some water. This is telling me I should drink some water.
Cherie's drinking white wine.
White wine. Cherie's drinking white wine. Cherie, is Greg drinking red wine? And what is Rosanna drinking? I know there's a little bit of a delay from what I'm seeing and from what comments pop up. I watched a bunch of different. Alton Brown was doing these live things from his kitchen. He has 100,000 followers, maybe 400,000 followers. That would be nice someday. I don't know. Somebody had a friend last week who was typing. Don't forget to share this too. Let folks know that you're here and watching.
Yeah.
Or when another great thing to do if you want to. You don't have some time. I know you might not want to watch this all over again, but if you go through it and you do a watch party, invite all your friends and say, hey, for anybody that missed it, if you're here in Spain, you can actually do it for your friends. Do it before you go to bed. Do a watch party, put it on your computer. You can go to bed, let it run, let your friends know that they can watch it. And then you don't even have to be there. Shh, don't say I said that. Only because of the time difference. I know we had a friend, Brian in LA, who was going to try to jump on. Brian, I shared his info earlier in the week. Brian is an amazing artist. He does some amazing work. He's non-conventional. Never took any classes. He may be dinged for his style or whatever, but if you get a chance to see his work, it truly is amazing. I would almost call him a savant, maybe, in that regard. Yeah. He was living in Chicago, driving down an alley and saw a canvas and said, "Oh, I think I'll paint." And the things that he has produced is amazing.
Photorealistic.
He does photorealistic, so he takes a photo of his subject, live persons. They've all been, it's not really portrait, but portrait style live people, and recreates it in these 4 by 6 foot paintings. He does acrylic on canvas. It's Batchley Art. BATCHLEYART. You can search it here in Facebook. He has a page at Batchley Art, and it will come right up. There's actually 2. I think his comes up on top. He's now live streaming his painting process, and the other day he was mixing paints. And then I think for tomorrow he's going to be live streaming his actual painting, I think. And then he has time lapses of his pieces that he's done, which are just incredible. So we wish Brian all the luck. I actually do his website. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hope if you go to his website, you like it, because I do it.
And if you don't like it, don't tell us.
No, even if you don't like it, let me know if there's something wrong with it. If you go to our website, sweetsitges.com, and you're going through, we're adding stuff every day, we're adding product every day. The photos of the products that we're doing now aren't great, I'll admit it. So I'm actually waiting for a light box to come in so that we can take some better photos of our products. We'll swap those out. So don't let the poor quality of the photo discourage you from buying some of our stuff, because it tastes a lot better than it looks right now. And a few people can attest to that. The other day we finished orange gumdrops, sweet orange gumdrops. We're going to be doing gumdrops in a variety of different flavors. Gumdrops didn't come on to the candy scene until around the 1800s. All right, we'll get that out of there. Gumdrops didn't come on. Oh yeah, this is looking good. Gumdrops didn't come on to the candy scene until around the 1800s, I believe. I sort of thought it was how they were made, you know, dropped, but I couldn't find any testaments to that. The name they didn't really say how the name. I couldn't find how the name was decided on. For us, we make our gumdrops without molds, which is, we have that video, we use the sugar mold, so our gumdrops aren't the uniformed gumdrops that you would buy in a bag in the store. We use sugar as our base mold. We create little wells. All right, we're going to do this one more time. We create little wells on the sugar.
This has to do with the shape, we say.
What, Dennis?
Has to do with the shape.
The shape,
yeah. And they were invented in 1801.
1801, I think it was 1800s. So we take our gelatin, candy, sugar flavored mixture. We did orange the other day. We drop them into the sugar, and so that's how we get our gumdrops formed. They're little discs, probably about that thick. We're going to do up a few more, and then we'll have a few bags. I know there was a couple of people that was asking about them, so we'll have those hopefully on the website in less than a week.
Oh, you have sour ones too.
Yeah, we're going to be doing 3 kinds of gumdrops. We're going to be doing sweet fruit, so that would be sweet orange, sweet lemon, I don't know, what other kinds of sweet fruit flavors that we might have. Mostly, we're going to be doing coconuts, and then we're going to be doing spice ones. So we'll do cinnamon, licorice. I don't know if we're going to do an anise one or not. And then we're going to be doing sours. Sour lemon, sour orange, sour. We'll do them individually. We'll sell them individually packaged, and then we'll sell them as a mix as well. So you'll be able to get both. Okay, so this is the last one that came out. As you can tell, it's crunching even more. So this is going to be our last one, and then we'll take it out and let it cool. Every night here in Spain at 8 p.m., which I try to get these done before that, so that we can go out and clap for all of the essential workers that are still out and about and still in the shops, and the police force, the fire, the healthcare workers, the grocery workers, the utility workers, everyone who's the trash collectors, all of those things that you never really think about until somebody says that it might not be happening anymore. But again, Spain is on the downward slope, which is why we were able to walk to the beach. There's an 8-step or a 4-step plan. There's no actual dates attached to everyone. It all depends. It's governed by the National Health Minister, and as each region advances with less and less daily infections and less deaths, it's all about keeping the hospitals from being overwhelmed again. If they see a spike, then we'll go down a step. I'm going to eat my orange soaked maraschino cherry. Cherie actually had, Cherie, you had some of the chocolate covered cherries that we made a couple weeks ago, just the night. They are available on our website. How did you like them? I think she said they were good, but hopefully
Yeah,
she'll.
she did say that.
What, Dennis?
She had said that.
She had.
Yeah.
On here?
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Once we're done with the caramel corn, it will, if you put it in an airtight container, do not put it in the fridge. It will go stale quicker. Put it in an airtight container. These tubs here, though you can't see that. No, you can't see that. So you can put them into these quart tubs with a tight fitting lid. That will keep your popcorn, your caramel corn fresh, literally for weeks. We've had, I think once we did a large batch, we had them put into tubs, divided them up, just to see how long they would last. I think it was in week 5 before we finished it off, and it was just as good as it was the day that we made it. So it will last a little time, but we'll have it for sale. So don't make it yourself. Buy it from us. We got about 24 seconds to go. Again, this is going to be the last toss of this. I'll let it go all the way. This is not another cocktail, it's just water. I'll do this. 3, 2, 1. Beep. Okay. Toss it out onto. Oh. I was going to toss it out onto. So it can cool off. So as we're mixing it, you can see that now each piece is individually coated. They're not really sticking together. Do I have a sheet? I don't have a sheet pan ready. You can hear that it's a little stiffer, maybe while you're, I don't know if that's the right word, while you're tossing it around. It's changed in color. I don't want to touch the bowl because it's kind of hot. But it's darker in color, more flavorful. All right, let's see if I have a, yeah, I did. Sheet pan, I'm going to turn some out to let things cool. A little easier for you, everybody to see. Here we go. It will cool off rather quickly. So if you don't get it out onto something, shame on me, it will stick all together in one big lump. You can hear it as all start to break up. Girls, Wendy and Zesta here. I think we finally figured out our Pinterest and Instagram account and got them hooked up. So if folks have been getting multiple notices, I'm sorry about the same thing, but we were trying to get all of that squared away. All right, so it's pretty easy. Just caramel, just soak it in water, comes right out. And here is our caramel corn. You can see it's still starting to cool, some of the ones around the center. It's nice and hard. As it continues to cool, it will continue to get crunchier and crunchier. So, that's our caramel corn for today. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. Drink more, eat more chocolate. I don't know what it's doing. Dennis, can other people? Nope. Okay. So, sorry, there was a notification there. Eat more chocolate. Don't forget to share. Sharing is caring. Don't forget to like and invite your friends. Right, I hope everybody has a great week. We will see you next Wednesday, 7 p.m. European Central Time. And I don't know what we're making yet, but if you have something that you want to try, throw it out to me, send me a note, and if we can make it at home, we will. All right? Thanks, everybody. Take care. Be safe. Eat more chocolate. And Dennis just has to shut off the camera.